Hello there. Welcome to this week's episode of Eye on Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Goil Company Limited, Ghana Revenue Authority, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and the Serene Insurance. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This week, we'll be assessing the journey so far in the construction of the Port of Keta. But before we bring you that discussion, the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has visited the TEMA fishing harbour to interact with the fisher folks. Let's take a listen.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has assured fisher folks at the TEMA fishing harbour that government will be constructing modern cold store facilities for them to aid in storage of their fishes under good hygienic conditions. Addressing fisher folks at the TEMA fishing harbour as part of his tour to TEMA, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, disclosed that government will also make available to the fisher folks some soft loans to support their businesses. He said government has instructed the three development authorities, Northern, Middle Belt, and Coastal Development Authorities, to set aside portions of their budgets to be given out as soft loans to fisher folks and traders. According to the Vice President, the premix distribution to fishermen have been significantly improved, which has ensured that there is no shortage of the product. Dr. Bawumia also indicated that government is constructing fishing landing sites across the coastal belt to improve the livelihoods of fisher folks as well as create jobs. The Deputy Minister of Transport and Member of Parliament for TEMA East, Daniel Titus Glover, assured the fisher folks that government will continue to support them in diverse ways to make their business flourish.
Now to our main discussion on looking at the journey so far in the construction of a port at Keta. Eye on Port engaged the director of the Port of Keta in the person of Dr. Alexander Yao Edusei Jr. to discuss the state of that particular project. Please take a listen.
The director of the Port of Keta, Dr. Alexander Edusei Jr., has projected that when the Port of Keta is completed, it will serve as an agribusiness hub for Ghana and complement the nation's efforts in embarking on an aggressive industrialization agenda that would serve as a springboard for the country beyond aid. Speaking on Eye on Port, the first director of the Port of Keta explained that such an infrastructure like a port would open up opportunities for investment into agribusiness and manufacturing industry for the Volta Basin of Ghana, which is blessed with enormous agricultural potential.
Agro-processing.
Why?
We have fertile crescent in Volta region.
Okay.
We have fertile crescent. Why shouldn't our farmers get value for money? Why can't we take the produce and process them, can them, and export, or even use in Ghana or neighboring countries? So agro-processing.
And do you have much of that being produced in the Volta region?
Oh yes, and we have arable lands that we are not being cultivated.
He said the Port of Keta, which is currently a greenfield project, when completed, would also open up investments into the exploration and exploitation of mineral resources that the Volta Basin area has been identified to have, and that would significantly augment Ghana's export potential as well.
Yeah, and we do believe that once you have a major port closer to that area, that people can get into it, those industries will spring up by themselves, and you have invested interest in that area, knowing for sure that once they come there are other antecedent projects or investments that they can get themselves into.
Dr. Eduse Jr. expressed ambition that when the port of Keta is eventually built, it could tap into the potential of the cruise business with a cruise terminal that would take advantage of the many tourist sites in the Volta region of the country and increase the country's gains in tourism.
But remember, Keta is a greenfield, which means it is going to be built purposely for cruise ships, where you will have people stepping out of the boat, going through immigration, going through customs, going to their hotels, and having opportunity to cross borders. Even if they want to go to Togo, if they want to go to the interior, other regions to experience the opportunities Volta region has to provide, they could do so.
He said the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is not envisaging to build the port of Keta to compete with the cargo traffic from TEMA and Takrade, but to be a port that can generate its own economy in that area to complement the existing two national ports. The director of the Port of Keta said these reasons are why a solid foundation has to be created for the successful realization of the port project, and why the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and its technical partners have to engage all the necessary procedures to ensure that the master plan for that port is duly implemented. He said it is also the very reason why his appointment was crucial.
You need a director to start the whole thinking process to bring that port into fruition, because the director with his team or her team will be able to develop what exactly is perfect for the area designated.
Dr. Alexander Eduse said he was appointed by the President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, to ensure that from the onset of the project, a designated director in high office takes charge of all negotiations, monitoring, and the day-to-day decisions in order to bring about the massive port project into full realization.
I believe this is the best way to approach it. You appoint a director who work with technicians from GPHA from day one to ensure that exactly what is in the master plan of GPHA and the purpose of the construction based on the economics that we've seen is what is being developed and nothing else. You cannot construct in vacuum and then bring somebody in.
He clarified criticisms that he had been appointed as a director for a non-existent port, which is not a usual practice. He also refuted claims that GPHA had about 5 directors before his appointment. The Keta Port director said, as it stands, he has been leading the planning and developmental stages of the port processes, and feasibility studies are currently ongoing by international consultants. And by February 2021, the leadership of the port project would have a clear perspective for the direction towards the construction of the port.
Well, in February 2021, we will have the report, and then the subsequent engagements that we need to make with other agencies to ensure that we can then take off to engage investors will take place.
On criticisms that his position could have been handled by already employed officials at GPHA, he explained that those officials also have their pre-existing primary responsibilities and therefore would not have been able to fully dedicate to the development of a new port due to the magnitude of the task at hand, hence his appointment.
So now, if even you have somebody there like that, whom you can assign for this function, remember that person at this point has a job that is required to be performed, and your expectation is that person needs to still do the due diligence needed for this greenfield project on a daily basis.
He encouraged the general public to appreciate the gradual processes leading up to a port project, citing many instances where it took years to construct a port infrastructure, and more so when it comes to constructing a greenfield project like the Keta Port.
I've also given you an example of what happened even in TEMA. When we wanted to do Terminal 3, TEMA Port was in existence, right? And the master plan said we needed Terminal 3. Even with that one, agreement was signed in 2012, but proper construction started in 2015. And phase 1 of that construction was just completed in 2020. The construction alone was a 5-year period.
He reminded the public to be aware that the current phase of the Keta Port project is planning and development.
Let me be clear about that. The processes that it takes to build a port is the planning and development of a port before you start construction. The construction is just brick and mortar. But for you to do the brick and mortar, there's a lot of processes you have to go through and ensure that what you are going to construct is in accordance with your vision and your aspirations.
Which sometimes may be even daunting than when you get to the physical construction.
He also called for Ghanaians to move away from politicizing the Keta Port project, since it's been the agenda of successive governments since independence.
We should devoid this process of politics. Volta Region deserves its fair share of development.
He solicited the support of all relevant stakeholders, investors, and entrepreneurs to collaborate with his office for the successful building of a world-class Keta port, which has been long overdue and which the current government hopes to fulfill as a promise to the good people of Ghana.
People who are from the area, people who are not from the area, who are interested in national development, who can come in and help us with ideas, who are in the industry, who can come and help us with those ideas, will know that the government of Ghana is interested in developing a port in Keta. And I know there are a lot of people from that basin who are in the industry, who can come and join and share ideas. My office is open.
Dr. Alexander Eduse, however, assured of his best to ensure the vision of the President, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and the dreams of the people of Keta, Volta Region, and Ghanaians at large are actualized through the construction of the Port of Keta.
Iron Port returns after this breather.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Sa coronavirus yare no yare a sign pa. So obinya bi na se opo wagu so ana se obinti gu so a utumenya yare ni bi.
Okadi ni bahani onaka oyehila ekoji. Ohe banye do. Oba wulo. Ogo bahunu. Oba chine. Ojamba wohe. Oba na sen kaka. Mekme musunchon. Mekme nuni enihe.
Coronavirus infection, the symptoms can range from mild, one of it being asymptomatic. Asymptomatic just means that you may not have any symptoms at all, and the disease process can gradually worsen to be a severe form, the severest being ultimately death.
We are expected to sanitize our hands when our hands are not visibly soiled or you can't really see dirt on your hands. If you can see dirt on your hands, the best thing to do is to wash your hands with soap and the running water.
If you're using any of the cloth face masks, always make sure you have a rubber bag ready to receive it when you remove it, or you have a bowl of warm soapy water in which you can place the mask and wash. Wash your mask, dry in the hot sun for at least 5 hours, and apply heat by way of ironing.
Utiliser les ports de TEMA et de Takoradi, c'est avoir un traitement rapide et sécurisé de vos marchandises diverses en conteneurs, en sac ou en vrac, ainsi que tous vos véhicules en transit. Le Ghana a construit un parking bien pavé pour tous les véhicules en transit. Une nouvelle gare frigorifique pour le stockage de la marchandise congelée en transit. Avec un nouveau centre de traitement de données construit et la mise en œuvre efficace d'un guichet unique national qui permet aux données d'être accessibles par tous les intervenants, le traitement des dossiers dans les ports du Ghana est maintenant efficace et plus efficient. Utiliser les ports du Ghana, c'est profiter des systèmes de portes électroniques et d'exploitation des terminaux ainsi que de la réservation des navires en ligne, entraînant ainsi un parc de camions fiable pour un acheminement de vos marchandises dans les brefs délais avec un suivi satellitaire jusqu'à nos frontières.
Les femmes, à vous les honneurs.
Les ports de TEMA et de Takoradi célèbrent la femme. Que les bienfaits de cette célébration apportent plus de bénédictions.
Welcome back from the break. News and activities happening within the port and maritime industry is up next.
The West African branch of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers has held its third annual general meeting in Ghana, which also coincides with the Professional Institute's 10-year anniversary since its formation. Founded in 1911, the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers is an internationally recognized professional body in the commercial maritime arena, and its membership includes shipbrokers, ship managers, and agents throughout the world. The Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers provides the shipping industry with highly qualified professionals by regularly examining its members and equip them with revised and advanced trends in the contemporary maritime and shipping landscape. The semi-virtual meeting was held to elect new executives, recount events of the past 12 months for the Institute, challenges encountered, successes chalked, as well as projections for the future. The meeting also was to allow for the assessment of the financial reports for the West African branch of the Institute. It was also an opportunity for some high-achieving members to be awarded for their accomplishments, contributions to the body, as well as the wider shipping and maritime industry. Fred Esiedu Date, a former chairman of the West Africa branch of the ICS and the head of freight and logistics for the Ghana Shippers Authority, said the ICS West Africa branch is working towards getting ministerial backing in efforts to eventually make ICS the entry requirement for practice in the maritime industry.
See that we have pushed to the point of getting ministerial commitment, to ensure that ICS eventually becomes the entry requirement into the maritime industry for all classes of persons who want to work in the industry. We are not there yet. It's still a work in progress.
He urged the membership to strive to attain excellence in their various subfields of work in the industry for growth and development.
I would also want to urge all members in whichever area we find ourselves to try and push the limits. Because if everybody is willing to go 100%, the fact that we are ICS members, we should push 150%.
The newly elected chairman of the West Africa branch of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers said during his tenure of office, ICS would be more active in its collaborations in the shipping and maritime industry towards development in the sector.
Within the next year or two, we will do a lot more in training, collaborating with authorities across West Africa, like the shipping authorities, the port authorities, especially in Ghana and Nigeria. And we believe that we would make a lasting impression and leave a legacy for the young ones to also emulate in future.
He encouraged the youth to join the institute as it would enhance their know-how in their respective careers.
We encourage especially the young ones to be part of ICS. The institute tries to bring more to the table through the training programs, the various training programs, and we are just rolling out a shipping education program, which is will be a basic education program for all those who are now in the shipping industry.
Let's take some international port news.
Bergen-based Connector Subsea Solutions has signed an agreement with OSC Marine Group for sales support throughout South Africa. The 2-year deal will enable the supply of pipeline repair products to support service work delivered with local expertise. OSC Marine provides commercial diving and engineering services with respect to information risk management, emergency pipeline repair systems, and hyperbaric welding. Its offices in Cape Town, Durban, Ghana, and Mauritius should get support from all CSS facilities and locations. The International Maritime Organization has been hit by a cyber attack that has taken out a number of its web-based services. Since 30th September 2020, the issue has been affecting IMO's public website and internal intranet services. Reports from the World Maritime News inform that internal and external emails are working as normal, while service has been restored to the Global Integrated Shipping Information System database, IMO docs, and virtual publications. In other reports, French container shipping giant CMA CGM also confirmed the cyber attack impacting the company's peripheral services. Trafigura, one of the world's largest ship charterers, has proposed that the International Maritime Organization introduces a carbon levy to help boost competitiveness and uptake of alternative fuels. The company is proposing a levy between $250 and $300 per metric ton of carbon dioxide equivalent on shipping fuels. The system would be overseen by the IMO, and it would be adjusted as the competitiveness gap narrows. Trafigura believes the revenue raised from this levy could be partly used to fund further research and development into alternative fuels. DHL Global Forwarding, the air and ocean freight specialist of Deutsche Post DHL Group, has revealed it will be neutralizing the carbon emissions of all less than container load ocean freight shipments from 1st January 2021. They indicate that the carbon dioxide compensation for all LCL shipments would be achieved by using maritime biofuels. The move is set to be in line with Deutsche Post DHL Group's Mission 2050 for zero emissions, and with the goal of achieving clean and sustainable sea freight transport.
Schedules of vessels that have berthed within the port, those at anchorage and those expected in the coming week, including the Bank of Ghana exchange rate next. Your comment is up next.
Wheel of Hope from Facebook says, the positioning of the Port of Keta provides a platform for Keta to follow in the steps of Takoradi and TEMA in terms of development, not just infrastructure, but will have a ripple effect on the lives of the people in that area. Mufti Danfodio from Facebook says, Dr. Alexander Eduse Jr. is a vibrant man, and this project is a key agenda of government and a much desired dream of the people of Keta. Kwame from TEMA asks, How can a director be appointed before construction of the port commences? Hello Kwame. The director of the Port of Keta says his appointment was necessary to ensure that from the onset of the project, a designated director in high office takes charge of all negotiations, monitoring, and the day-to-day decision-making that brings the massive port project into full realization. Wisdom from Aloga said, the best title to describe your role will be Keta Port Project Manager. Hi Wisdom. Dr. Eduse says, per the organizational structure at GPHA, he couldn't have been called a manager, but a director. Every organization and the titles they give their employees based on the roles they play. And at GPHA, per the role he's expected to play, requires him to be called a director. However, he said he does not mind the nomenclature the public deems fit for his designation, but his interest is to ensure he steers affairs towards the direction of the full realization of that port. Isaac Ahaji says, this project shall come to fruition. Rome wasn't built in a day.
This is where we end today's edition of Eye on Ports. Thank you for watching.